Class 12th, subject physics, 8th chapter, electrostatics. From the chapter, let us see numericals from exercise. Let us see numerical number 10, which is given as the dipole moment of a water molecule is 6.3 into 10 raised to minus 30 coulomb meter. A sample of water contains 10 raised to 21 molecules whose dipole moments are all oriented in an electric field of strength 2.5 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per coulomb. Calculate the work to be done to rotate the dipoles from their initial orientation theta 1 equal to 0 to 1, in which all the dipoles are perpendicular to the field, that is theta 2 equal to 90 degree. And therefore for this numerical, given data is the dipole moment P equal to 6.3 into 10 raised to minus 30 coulomb meter. Then number of molecules N equal to 10 raised to 21. Electric field E is equal to 2.5 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per coulomb. Theta 0, that is equal to theta 1, is equal to 0 degree, and theta is equal to theta 2, that will be equal to 90 degree. We have to find out the work done W, and therefore the total work done to rotate n dipoles is given as, so in order to rotate n dipoles, the total work done will be given as work done W equal to nPe into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2, nPe into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2, which will be equal to 10 raised to 21 into 6.3 into 10 raised to minus 30 into 2.5 into 10 raised to 5 into cos 0 minus cos 90. That comes out to be 6.3 into 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 into 1 minus 0, that is equal to 1, which comes out to be 15.75 into 10 raised to minus 4 into 1, 15.75 into 10 raised to minus 4 into 1, and therefore the total work done will be equal to 1.575 into 10 raised to minus 3 joule, 1.575 into 10 raised to minus 3 joule, which will be the total work done to rotate the n dipoles. Now let us go for next numerical, that is numerical number 11, which is given as a charge 6 microcoulomb is placed at the origin and another charge minus 5 microcoulomb is placed on the y-axis at a position a 0.6 meter. We have to calculate the total electric potential at the point P, whose coordinates are 8, 0 meter, and second, that is B, calculate the work done to bring a proton from infinity to the point P and what is the significance of the negative sign. So for that purpose, for this 11th numerical, diagram is given. At origin O, a 6 microcoulomb charge is placed. Then at point A, at a distance equal to 6 meter, second charge minus 5 microcoulomb will be placed. At point P, which is having its distances R1 and R2 from 6 microcoulomb and minus 5 microcoulomb charges, and which is at a distance equal to 8 meter from the origin along x-axis, at that point we will have to find out these two quantities, that is electric potential. First of all we will have to find, and then at last what will be the total potential phi, that we will have to find. And therefore for this, Q1 is equal to 6 microcoulomb, that is equal to 6 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. Then Q2 is equal to minus 5 microcoulomb, that is equal to minus 5 into 10 raised to minus 6 coulomb. Then position of A is represented as 0 and 6 meter. Then position of point P is 8 meter and 0. Then from this figure R1 is equal to OP. OP is equal to R1, that will be equal to 8 meter, and charge on proton Q is equal to charge on electron E, that is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Then value of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 is 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square. And we have to find out the net potential phi. And therefore, from the given figure, we have, as it is AOP is right angle triangle, therefore by using Pythagoras theorem, AP square will be equal to AO square plus OP square. And therefore we can write AP square equal to AO square plus OP square. Taking square root, we will get AP is equal to square root of AO square plus OP square. Square root of AO square plus OP square. And therefore R2, that is this distance AP is equal to R2. Therefore R2 is equal to AP equal to square root of 8 square plus 6 square. As this side is 8, this side is 6, therefore we will get square root of 8 square plus 6 square, which comes out to be square root of 64 plus 36, which is equal to square root of 100, and therefore we will get R2 is equal to 10 meter. Then the net electric potential at point P is given as the net electric potential at point P will be equal to potential phi is equal to phi1 plus phi2. That is, phi1 is the potential due to charge Q1, phi2 will be the potential due to charge Q2, and we know the relation for potential phi is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R, and therefore phi1 plus phi2 will be written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 by R1 plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q2 by R2. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 will be taken common, and therefore we will get phi is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q1 by R1 plus Q2 by R2. But 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 is having its value 9 into 10 raised to 9, and putting values of Q1, Q2 and R1, R2, we will get 6 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon 8 plus minus 5 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon 10. Simplifying this, we will get phi equal to 9 into 10 raised to 3 into 0.75 minus 0.5, which comes out to be 2.25 into 10 raised to 3 volt. 2.25 into 10 raised to 3 volt. Now we have the relation phi is equal to minus W by Q0. Phi is equal to minus W by Q0, and therefore W will be equal to minus phi Q0. Minus phi Q0. Therefore we can write W is equal to minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 into 2.25 into 10 raised to 3, which comes out to be W equal to minus 3.6 into 10 raised to minus 16 joule. Minus 3.6 into 10 raised to minus 16 joule. Now this work done will be having negative sign. Therefore that work will be done on the charges, that is minus 3.6 into 10 raised to 16 joule. And now let us go for next numerical, that is numerical number 12, which is given as in a parallel plate capacitor with air between the plates, each plate has an area of 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter square, and the separation between the plates is 2 millimeter. Then we have to find out, calculate the capacitance of the capacitor, that is air filled capacitor. Then B, if this capacitor is connected to 100-volt supply, what would be the charge on each plate of that capacitor? And then C is, how would charge on the plates be affected if a 2 millimeter thick mica sheet of K is equal to 6 is now inserted between the plates while the voltage supply remains connected. So dielectric constant for this third question, K is given for mica, which is equal to 6, and therefore given data for this is, for air filled capacitor K will be equal to 1. Area of each plate is 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 meters square, that is A. Then distance between the two plates is D is equal to 2 millimeter, which will be written as 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. Then supply voltage phi is equal to 100 volt. Then thickness T is equal to D, which will be equal to 2 millimeter, that is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. So this is the thickness of mica sheet. Then for mica, K1 is equal to 6. K1 dielectric constant, K1 is equal to 6. Then epsilon 0 is 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 farad per meter, that is in SI units. Then we will have to find out the capacity of air filled capacitor C0, then capacity C and the charge Q. All these three factors we will have to find out. Therefore, let us see first one, the capacitance of air filled capacitor. The capacitance of air filled capacitor C0 is equal to epsilon 0A upon D. Epsilon 0A upon D, actual relation is epsilon 0A K upon D. For air filled capacitor K equal to 1, and therefore C0 equal to epsilon 0A upon D. Putting the values, we will get 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 into 6 into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by 2 into 10 raised to minus 3, which comes out to be, solving this we will get 2.655 into 10 raised to minus 11 coulomb into 10 raised to minus 11 coulomb. That will be the required answer. Then second point, we will find out the charge on each plate of that air filled capacitor, that is given as Q is equal to CV, that is Q0 equal to C0 phi for air filled capacitor. Putting the values, we will get 2.655 into 10 raised to minus 11 into 100. Solving this, we will get 2.655 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb. This will be the charge present on each plate of that air filled capacitor. Now let us see third one. When that capacitor is filled with mica, at that time Q is equal to C phi. Q is equal to C phi, which will be written as K1 C0 phi. K1 C0 phi, and therefore it will be written as K1 into Q0. K1 into Q0, because C0 V will be equal to Q0, and therefore Q will be equal to 6 into 2.655 into 10 raised to minus 9. Q is equal to 6 into 2.655 into 10 raised to minus 9. Therefore Q is equal to 15.93 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb. 15.93 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb. This will be the required charge. And then we will go for next numerical, that is numerical number 13, which is given as, numerical number 13 is given as, find the equivalent capacitance between P and Q given area of each plate A is equal to A and separation between the plates is equal to D. So we have to find out the equivalent capacitance between the two plates P and Q for two different cases. Now if you consider the given data, then for this K1 is equal to 1, K2 is equal to 3 and K3 will be equal to 6 in case of first condition. For first condition, K1 is equal to 1, K2 is equal to 3 and K3 is equal to 6. And therefore, here we can write first one. For first case, C1 is equal to capacity of the first capacitor, C1 is equal to A epsilon 0 K1 upon D by 3. A epsilon 0 K1 upon D by 3, which will be equal to 3A epsilon 0 K1 upon D. 3A epsilon 0 K1 upon D. C2 will be equal to A epsilon 0 K2, C2 is equal to A epsilon 0 K2 upon D by 3, which comes out to be 3A epsilon 0 K2 by D. 3A epsilon 0 K2 by D. Similarly, C3 will be equal to A epsilon 0 K3 upon D by 3. A epsilon 0 K3 upon D by 3, which will be equal to 3A epsilon 0 K3 by D. 3A epsilon 0 K3 by D. So for all these three capacitors, in the first case, distance D is equal to D by 3, because all these capacitors are equally placed at a distance equal to D, and therefore for each capacitor thickness will be equal to, or distance between the plates will be equal to D by 3. Now here C1, C2 and C3 are connected in series, and therefore we can write 1 by C4 equal to 1 by C4 equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3, which will be written as D upon 3A epsilon 0 will be common for 1 by C1, 1 by C2 and 1 by C3 from these relations, into bracket 1 upon K1 plus 1 upon K2 plus 1 upon K3. Therefore, as this is the value of 1 by C4, therefore C4 will be written as, by taking inverse, 3A epsilon 0 upon D, 3A epsilon 0 upon D into K1 K2 K3 upon K1 K2 plus K2 K3 plus K3 K1. Putting values of K1, K2 and K3 in this relation, we will get 3A epsilon 0 upon D into 18 by 27. 3A epsilon 0 upon D into 18 by 27, and simplifying this, we will get C4 equal to 2A epsilon 0 upon D. 2A epsilon 0 upon D, which is the required relation for the first condition. Now, if you consider the second condition, then for second condition, K1 is equal to 4, K2 is equal to 3 and K3 is equal to 6. K1 is equal to 4, K2 is equal to 3 and K3 is equal to 6, and therefore C1 will be equal to K1 epsilon 0 A by 2 upon D. C1 equal to K1 epsilon 0 A by 2 upon D, which comes out to be A epsilon 0 K1 upon 2D. A epsilon 0 K1 upon 2D. Then C2 will be equal to K2 epsilon 0 A by 2 upon D by 2. K2 epsilon 0 A by 2 upon D by 2, which comes out to be A epsilon 0 K2 upon D. A epsilon 0 K2 upon D. Similarly, K3, if you consider K3, then C3 will be equal to K3 epsilon 0 A by 2 upon D by 2. K3 epsilon 0 A by 2 upon D by 2, which comes out to be A epsilon 0 K3 upon D. A epsilon 0 K3 upon D. Now, as A1, or in this case as C2 and C3, if you consider C2 and C3, they are connected in series. C2 and here C2, C3, C2, C3 are connected in series. C2 and C3 are connected in series, and therefore 1 by C4 equal to 1 by C4 equal to 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3, as they are connected in series, the resultant capacity will be equal to 1 upon C4 equal to 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3, and therefore from this 1 by C4 equal to 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3, that means C2 plus C3 upon C2 C3, that will be 1 by C4, and therefore C4 will be equal to C2 C3 upon C2 plus C3, C2 C3 upon C2 plus C3. Now solving this, that is putting the values of C2 and C3 and solving, we get C4 as 2a epsilon 0 upon d, 2a epsilon 0 upon d. Now further, as C1 and C4 are in parallel, as C1 and C4 are connected in parallel, therefore we can write Cp equal to C1 plus C4, C1 plus C4, that will be equal to A epsilon 0 into 4 upon 2D, as K1 is equal to 4 here. Therefore, A epsilon 0 4 upon 2D plus 2 epsilon 0 A upon D, 2 epsilon 0 A upon D. Solving this, we will get 4 epsilon 0 A upon D. 4 epsilon 0 A upon D. This will be the required result.